Welcome. And on our first episode of Last Place Podcast today, we welcome Blake Wiggins from Mercedes-Benz Stadium as our first ever guest. We'll also give you some background of ourselves, introduce a few new segments. Hope you enjoy. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Last Place Pod and follow us on Spotify to stay up to date on new episodes. With that being said, let's roll it.
Here's the 1-2 pitch to Palmeiro. A ground ball past Jenks up the middle of the infield. Uribe has it. He throws. Out! A White Sox winner and a world championship. Puts it up in the right arm. Puts it upfield. Driving forward. Diving to the goal line. It's still a touchdown. And a title for the Patriots. I can't believe. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe.
Welcome to the Last Place Podcast, the first ever full segmented episode in the history of this podcast. I am here. I am Anthony Hope and Sam Place. They'll get a chance to introduce themselves. So, Tyler, we'll go ahead and start with you in this exciting opening episode of the Last Place Podcast.
Oh, and I am excited. So, Tyler Pope. Went to Western Carolina University, sport management degree, worked in their athletic department, did tickets and marketing, went on to get internships at Elon in ticket and marketing, did my little dirty work in some minor league baseball, went on to get an internship at Duke, leading me to get my master's degree at NIU, where I met Anthony, who was my fellow GA for a little while, for a year, and then my boss for a year. We'll have to get into that. I'm excited to be here, dude. This is definitely something I've wanted to do for a while. I know you guys want to do it for a while, and I'm ready to get started.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be a grand time. I guess I'll just go next. I don't know. So my name's Sam Place. I went to Western Carolina as well. Did my sport management and marketing degrees there, and then I interned at Duke for a semester, and then I did 2 years over at James Madison up in Harrisonburg, Virginia, Alabama of the FCS, as they call them. But yeah, I was there for 2 years, and then I'll be going to West Virginia in a week to get my master's degree up in Morgantown. So should be a grand time, and I'm looking forward to grow with you guys as well with this pod.
And again, I'm Anthony Sperando. I'm originally from Elburn, Illinois. I went to Bradley University for my undergrad, was a marketing intern there for all 4 years. Through that time, I was an intern up in Wisconsin Rapids with a collegiate minor league baseball team, and then also down in Peoria with the Peoria Chiefs, single-A affiliate of the St. Louis Cardinals. And then following college, I got a graduate assistantship at NIU in their marketing department. Did that for 2 years alongside Tyler, and then was promoted to full-time as the Assistant Director of Marketing and Game Experience, where I am still today. And we are very excited to bring you the Last Place Podcast. This is going to be somewhat similar to some other sports business podcasts that are out there, where you get a chance to learn from different professionals within the sports world. Get to know them, get to know their background, get to know what they do on a daily basis and what it takes to work in sports. But we're also going to add in some entertainment value as well. It won't be all strictly business. We're going to have some fun with it. We're going to ask the questions that you want to hear the answers to, and get some hot takes from them as well. So we also will have some fun segments alongside the interviews as well, where we share what's going on in our lives. We'll share, we'll give you a top 5 of a different category each episode. We also have a segment called Butts and Seats, where we bring up a marketing theme day or scheme that we've seen recently or in the past, and we say butts and seats, yes or no. Is it good or is it bad? Is it a waste of time? Does it actually bring in revenue or not? That's what we're going to discuss. And then also, if anybody knows me, they know that I sell eBay items on the side as a side hustle, because we all know working in sports does not pay bills So you got to make a little extra side cash. So I resell on eBay from stuff that I find at thrift stores. So we're going to discuss something that I found in the past week and show it off to you all and discuss that as well. And then we'll have some other pop-up segments as well, as the world is ever so changing as we go along.
Yes, this is.
So we will go ahead and get right to our first interview. Our first interview is with Blake Wiggins. He is the premium sales manager at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. He also has some experience with the Atlanta Falcons themselves, and also in his past as his undergrad at Western Carolina University. And we will go ahead and get straight into that very, very fun and preliminary interview of this podcast. Yeah. All right. We are very, very excited to welcome on our first guest ever on the Last Place podcast. Today we have with us Blake Wiggins from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. He also has worked specifically for the Atlanta Falcons in the past, and also some Western Carolina experience as well. But I'll shut up and I'll let Blake explain his past himself. So Blake, thank you very much for joining us, and go ahead and tell us a little bit about your background in sports.
Sure, guys. Well, first off, it's a true honor to be the first ever guest on this podcast. Tyler Pope, I can actually understand. He's actually got a voice for this. But Sam, you may actually want to go into sales, man, because if you somehow got on this, so I do congratulate you for that.
Thank you.
But a little background on me. I'll be very brief here, guys. So I grew up in a very, very small town, went to a small college, majored in sport management. My first ever, I guess the defining moment for me that I wanted to be in sales was when I sold a Tennessee football Facebook page as a senior in high school for over $5,000 to an SEC media company. And I was like, at that point, like a high school senior doing this in sales, I'm like, wow, I can actually be kind of good at this. So the whole idea was to combine my passion, which was sports, with another passion, sales. And it worked out for me. Had multiple sales experiences in college, took that, built a great resume, got a part-time job with the Falcons in 2017. And I'm still here since they just keep being pretty good to me.
Awesome. So Blake, like, could you explain what you do on a everyday basis kind of deal?
Sure thing. So my title is a premium sales manager. So in a world without COVID, I'm selling pretty much every single event in this stadium, from Falcons games, United matches, college football matches, Final Four, concerts, you name it. So in a good year, we never run out of events to sell, so it keeps me very, very busy. Versus just selling football games for the Falcons, I now sell everything, which is great because it's a true honor. Like when you're selling an event like the SEC championship, and a game that everyone wants to come to, it's not the hardest product in the world to sell. So I definitely do enjoy my job and what I do here.
That's a little bit different than selling Maction, which Tyler and I have dealt with.
That is rough.
I guarantee that is rough.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So you obviously work in the, as you say, the greatest stadium in the world. What is your favorite story or coolest story that you have from working in there?
Oh wow,
Mercedes-Benz
wow.
Stadium.
So I'm actually a big Tennessee Vols fan, guys. Sam, as you know that I love your Tennessee jersey that you're wearing now. So obviously living in Georgia, I've always hated the Georgia Bulldogs with a passion. But having the experience of getting to see them lose 2 SEC championships and a national championship to Alabama, that's been the defining moments, just in all of those Georgia fans' hearts get crushed, and I get to witness that. But aside from that, we've had a couple times where Matt Ryan and some players have come in the office to see us just out of the blue, and like just getting to be up close and personal with those guys is phenomenal. A second story would would probably be the Super Bowl. So I got to work with our suite owners at the Super Bowl. So it was like every person I ran into that night was a celebrity. I got to see Ellen DeGeneres.
DeGeneres, yes.
Yeah. I do not watch Helen, so I know nothing about her. I just recognized her face. So that was definitely a defining moment for me that I personally have enjoyed more than most here, for sure.
Well, you mentioned those interactions with celebrities and players. I'm going to jump ahead here for a second. What are some of those interactions that you've had? I think one of the questions we had for you, is there any personalities that surprised you with the Falcons or United or any of those other teams?
So not necessarily personalities that surprise me. When we have interactions with the players, they're usually very brief. Just involves maybe taking a picture, saying hello, how are you, that kind of thing. But the fact that these guys would choose to come to our office and meet with us, like it really, well, to them, it may not sound like that big of a deal, but when you have players like Matt Ryan, Grady Jarrett, Tack, just coming in the office to see us, like it just gets us all like, it just helps us love our job even more.
Now, is Matt Ryan as class act as people say?
Absolutely. He is one of the best quarterbacks, both on and off the field in the NFL. Like he recently just gave a ton of money to a COVID relief program, and he's got one of the best personality traits of any player that I've ever seen. So we're definitely glad to have him here.
So would you say he's the best quarterback in the NFC South?
Statistically, you could debate that, but I mean, obviously we have some competition in New Orleans and most recently now in Tampa. But I'm curious to see what Tom Brady will do, because the Patriots last year, had they not had, sorry to tell you that, Sam.
Wow, no love for Teddy Two Gloves.
I was just going to say,
no love. Wow.
No,
Disrespect.
Hey guys, I'm a really big data guy, so when it comes to like statistically, it's a 3-man race in the South. Teddy Bridgewater has nothing. So.
All right, we'll have Teddy on the show next week to discuss Blake's.
Love it.
All right, so since you're talking about the greatest stadium in the world, I gotta ask, it not having ChickfilA open on Sundays during Falcons game, you ever snuck some ChickfilA?
Oh my goodness, guys! When that story come out about ChickfilA not being open on Sundays, like I could not believe how many fans were just so ticked off about that. Like, so you realize we're in the greatest venue in the world, so Falcons football is a small portion of the events that go on here. So ChickfilA is open 70% of the time we have an event in this venue. But when it's not open, we have other stellar vendors that come in. Now, they're not as good, but they're stellar, and they do a good job of taking their place.
So did anybody cancel their season tickets because Chick-fil-A is closed on Sundays?
Since we have 50,000 season ticket holders, there could have been one or two that did, but none that I interacted with.
That's good. I'm sure they were very upset when they found out.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, I was kind of upset as well, because I get to work all the Falcons games here, fortunately, and what better thing to have on a Sunday than a Chick-fil-A, something you never get to have, right?
Exactly.
But if you sneak a sandwich, you could be the only person on the face of the earth to eat Chick-fil-A on Sundays.
What a true honor that would be, right?
World record right there. Record books.
I mean, that could make national news headlines somewhere, right?
Exactly.
All right, so you obviously work for the Falcons. I assume you're probably a pretty, bandwagon fan for the Falcons. But who's your Super Bowl pick if you had to choose one? Or I guess the matchup.
The Falcons, Sam. We have signed Todd Gurley. We've got Fowler. We ended the league last year with one of the best second half surges in the league. So if that continues, I like our chances. But the Chiefs are going to be very, very difficult to deal with. Unfortunately, we won't have to worry about the Patriots this year, simply because Brady's gone. They've had 8 players opt out, so the Bills are definitely winning that division. And
for Trevor.
Bills.
Yeah, I don't see the Patriots playing being a tough opponent for sure.
So, are you worried about Todd Gurley's knees blowing out like first half of game 1?
Not at all. Like, I trust our GM and what he says. Coach Quinn, the coaches have said he's good to go, and Todd Gurley is coming home. So Georgia's his state, and what better motivation to be good than to perform in front of your home crowd? So I'm very optimistic. Todd Gurley is going to rush for over 1,000 yards this year and be one of the best running backs in the South.
So fantasy football, first overall pick, Todd Gurley. That's what you're saying.
Well, no, because that would not be a good investment, because a lot of fans are going to overlook him. So he would probably be one of the best third-round picks that you could possibly get.
Well, fantasy football insight from Blake Wiggins.
Okay.
I did win our office league championship last year, so I think I give pretty good advice.
Okay. Hot take saying Todd Gurley's going to be the best in the South with that Christian McCaffrey guy in Carolina, huh?
Well, I said one of the best in the South, didn't I?
Or that Alvin Kamara guy down in New Orleans.
Yeah. See, Alvin Kamara, big Tennessee fan here, so I loved him, and now I hate him. Whereas Todd Gurley, I used to hate him, and now I love him. So my biasness has kind of switched over a little bit there.
And now there's LaShawn McCoy in Tampa Bay, correct?
He is.
True.
Yes.
Oh,
So Todd Gurley, the
back.
4th best running back in the conference.
So you're putting LaShawn
Division.
Wow, clearly we have a very biased Patriots fan here with a lot of hatred toward the Falcons with that statement.
No bias. I'm the least biased person on this podcast.
All right, Blake, let's jump back to Mercedes-Benz Stadium. You said it's the best stadium in the world. It's definitely got one of the most unique designs to it.
Yes.
Specifically, that resembles a human body part, one that we don't like to talk about. Have you opened it or closed it yourself?
So, no, I have not opened or closed it myself. We have had multiple fans for games. Literally, all you do is go up there, you push a button, and the roof just opens in just a few minutes. You want to close, you push another button, and it closes back. But we've had a lot of great experiences with our fans getting to open and close the roof. I really enjoy doing that. But here's the thing with the roof. Okay, guys, here's the thing with the roof. Before the stadium opened, that's all we heard about. When are we going to open the roof? When are we opening the roof? And then the first few months, we actually couldn't open the roof. While the stadium was open, the roof was not like officially done to where we felt comfortable safely opening it like multiple times throughout the year. But the second we announced that we were not opening the roof, we had a ton of pushback. The second we opened the roof and the sun began to shine on our fans, like when you get on social media, everyone's never wanting the roof to open again. The roof, I don't personally, obviously I'm not a top executive here, but personally the roof probably isn't going to be used as much as what you would have thought.
That's so funny. Don't you love fans? I mean, I'm in the business for fans myself, and that's why I love sports so much. Is the
Absolutely. Like our fans here in Atlanta, like we sell to consumers, businesses. These people are really passionate about football. So if you work in sales for a football team and you get to talk to people who are just as passionate as you are, like, it just makes your job that much more enjoyable. So I know we've had a ton of pushback on our fans here in Atlanta kind of being bandwagons, but the people that we talk to here, great fans who love their team, love football more than almost life itself.
That's awesome. All right, so kind of going away from your professional life, let's get a little bit in your personal fandom. You said you were a Tennessee fan.
Yeah.
Coming off the announcement from the MAC and the Big Ten today, I know a lot of teams aren't having their seasons, but if Tennessee does have a season,
yes,
how are they looking?
Well,
guys, win the SEC East?
Yeah. So a couple weeks ago, when I believe Paul Feinbaum announced that Tennessee was going to add LSU and Ole Miss to the schedule, I was like, so we're playing Florida, we're playing Georgia, and Alabama. So if we add LSU, which is a loss, combined with Mississippi State, I could see us going 1-1 there between those two teams. But instead, the SEC decides to give us Auburn and Texas A&M, which is just two more guaranteed losses in addition to Florida, Georgia, and Bama. And I'm like, and getting off here, again, why I hate the Georgia Bulldogs, you take Georgia, a team that's ranked top 5 in the country. They get, I believe it's Arkansas and Mississippi State. I mean, give me a break. So I'm already saying the Vols are going to go 5-5 this year, but I would be thrilled with 6-4 just because that means we beat one of those teams. So I will take a 6-4 season this year.
Okay, so then what do you say happens first? Falcons win the Super Bowl or Tennessee wins the SEC East?
Definitely Falcons winning.
No hope in the Vols, man. No hope.
That just shows the parity between college football and the NFL.
Absolutely, 100%. Like I'm currently almost 25 years old, and I will be shocked to see Tennessee. Like, we're quite a long way from.
Really?
Unfortunately, I'm not a traditional Tennessee fan and enjoy and actually want to play Bama every year. I want them off the schedule ASAP because as long as Bama is on our schedule and as long as Nick Saban is there, that's almost a guaranteed loss every single year. Whereas Georgia, Florida, they don't have to play Bama every year like we do. So they already have a tremendous advantage over us in the schedule, and recruiting-wise, you have Florida and Georgia, two of the best states in America. Has to venture out of the state to get those guys. So, unfortunately, I hate to say it, but Tennessee is going to be mediocre probably for quite a few more years. But I really, really hope.
And that's where they call them the NC State of the SEC.
Well, Sam, I will say this. Tennessee does not usually break your heart. We usually win or get blown out. But unless we're playing Florida, then they will obviously break our.
I was gonna say, I was at that game.
I was there too, man. That was a heck of a
heartbreaker.
True or false? You bought a Coach Doug's T-shirt.
False. Although I did follow it. Tremendously, and that was.
Did you shed a tear?
The closest thing we will ever get to a Tennessee national championship. I'll take it.
Wow.
All right.
All right, sorry for the.
I'm sorry. I'm just I consider myself a realist. Okay, a realist. So
I didn't know that existed in the SEC.
What's that?
I didn't know realists existed in the SEC.
Oh yeah, they do, man. They do. They're very few. They are like the Marines motto, like the brave. I'm telling you for this.
The few, the proud, the few, the proud, the realists.
Yeah. Proud, the realist. Yeah.
Wow.
That's good.
All right, so are we ready for the last question here?
Oh yeah.
All right, Blake. So I know you have some kind of weird sport takes out there, but what's your most controversial sport opinion or take?
Most controversial.
Because I remember back at Western, you had one that you tried to convince me of. I'm not going to say it now.
Yeah.
All right. I'm thinking when I say it, you'll know.
All right. Sam, I'm not sure what you're referring to, but please bring it up after I answer the question, okay? I will. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers will not play in the SEC.
I will.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers will not play in the SEC. 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 make the playoffs.
Wow.
What do you think
You're
the
here
record
first
will
on
be?
Last Place Podcast.
That's right. Again, guys, Tom Brady, I understand Tom Brady has never had a receiving core in his career like he has now.
He's never had a Pro Bowl receiver.
Fair, totally fair.
People
But
forget.
last year, he's not going to have that defense to kind of bail him out. He's getting old, and I don't think the Bucs are going to be able to score enough points to make the playoffs.
So what do you think the record will be?
Well, to be honest, Sam, I've not completely paid as much attention to their schedule as the Falcons' schedule.
That makes sense. If you had to guess, just shot in the dark.
here's
Without
the
even
thing.
looking at the schedule.
Falcons Saints win the division, or Falcons or Saints win the division. The other finishes second. Bucks third. And I'm just going to assume that they fall somewhere between that potential 8 to 9.
So, but Brees has never beaten Brady. I don't trust Brees to beat Brady.
Yes, Brady is going to go into New Orleans week 1.
Destroy him.
Shellacked. Saints win by 14 or more.
Woo.
That's also a bold take.
Speechless. That is a bold take.
But Sam,
So I got-
I'm curious, what was your bold take that you were referring to back in
I'll never forget,
Yeah,
we
I
were
gotta
driving
understand.
back to our apartments, and you said, I can convince you that Eli Manning is better than Tom Brady.
Wow. Well,
I love it. Yes.
And I wanted you to
Love
crash
it.
your car. I was so upset.
I love it.
Well, so Sam, as you can probably remember, when I was in college, I wasn't near as open-minded. I come from a very southern town that was, not open to anything new. So the
Yes.
only statistic that we really looked at was head-to-head record, right? So now I'm going to go ahead and retract that statement. Okay.
Smart
Okay.
man.
Eli Manning is
A bum.
is a bum.
Is a Hall of Fame quarterback. Is a Hall of Fame quarterback.
All right.
Hall of Fame quarterback.
All right. Let's
Yes.
meet in the middle there. He's a 2-time Super Bowl MVP. He's one of the Iron Men in NFL history. His stats aren't that bad. He's a Hall of Famer. Now, is he
That's
as
my
good
guy.
as Tom Brady? No.
Is he obviously he's not as good as Tom Brady, but I mean, you can't even like put Eli Manning in the same category as like Drew Brees, these guys that aren't like obviously.
I mean,
Drew Brees
he's
is
a
one of the greatest
500
of all time.
quarterback.
Who is a top? You said Eli Manning is a top.
No. He's a 500 quarterback.
Yes, absolutely. Like Eli Manning is very fortunate to have the Super Bowl rings that he has. I think that was in part he had great defenses on both
Sure he
those
did.
teams. The Giants got really, really hot in 2007 there at the end of the year.
Yep.
So it's like kind of like March Madness. You take a very hot team going into the tournament. I mean, anything can happen there. Like
Yeah, and I'll be the first to admit the Giants
Yeah.
were not good that year, and we just
Yeah.
caught flames and ended that perfect record of
Right, and you
Tommy
say
Brady.
like the Patriots that year, you have an undefeated team that everyone is going to try their hardest to beat. So, like, I really have Giants at the end of the year that year, right?
Week 17.
Yeah, so the Giants already had a feel. I'm sure they watched videotape from that point all the way up to the Super Bowl on how do we beat the Patriots.
Yeah.
And Eli Manning, no offense to Eli, but had David Tyree not made that unbelievable catch, they're not.
And if
winning.
Ellis Hobbs doesn't
He
slip
escaped
on
the
the
sack,
Pascal
though.
Burr's post.
I know,
escape
like,
the sack.
Yeah, he has sack I will never know. But Baker Mayfield, I remember when he was playing Tennessee one year, I believe every single person on the defense touched him, and he still threw for a first down. So I guess a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
Oh wow.
He found 2 nuts.
Yeah.
They were the luckiest nuts, I think, ever.
Somehow.
I will
like,
say those are controversial and both very hot takes. I like it.
yeah, like, and Sam, with you, like, with all due respect to Tom Brady, like, I'm a Tennessee fan. Obviously, I love Peyton Manning, but I will give you the benefit of a doubt that if you look at Tom Brady's rings, their head-to-head record, the stats, all this, there's no question that he's a better quarterback than Peyton Manning. So
Thank you.
all respect
Thank
for
you.
this
I'm
Falcons
honored.
guy to Tom Brady.
Means so much.
All righty, Blake. Well, thank you very much for joining us today on the podcast. We appreciate you once again for being our first guest. I think this was a great interview, great conversation. We wish you the very best this season and selling out all your areas at Mercedes-Benz Stadium and eat a ChickfilA sandwich for us, please.
You got it, guys. Well, again, thank you all so much for having me on the podcast. True honor. I wish you guys the best at this. I know like podcasts, especially in the sports industry, are very, very popular. People enjoy listening to them. So I hope you guys have continued success, and let me know if you guys ever need anything here with us. Okay.
We appreciate it, Blake.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good one. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Once again, we thank Blake Wiggins for coming on the show and doing our first interview. It was a fun one. So we'll get right into our segments now. First segment we got Mr. Anthony Sperando over here, Mr. eBay himself. Let's go to Anthony's Finds.
Mr. eBay himself is quite the honor. I have a ways to go to get there, but I'm trying.
Dude, you're our Gary V.
Yes.
TikTok. Get on TikTok. Love Gary V. So, all right, backstory. Last week, my fiance and I worked from my parents' cabin up in Wisconsin. Since we're working virtually right now, we got a chance to do that since there is Wi-Fi up there now, thanks to my parents. Shout out to them. So in the meantime, we took a little trip to Goodwill and to see if I could find any finds to throw up on eBay because weddings don't pay for themselves, and found something pretty cool. And so what it is, they are Fab 5 era Michigan basketball shorts. Okay? And I'm going to do the best to explain this as I can because not all of you will be watching the video. I know you'll be watching or listening to the audio, which is perfect because we all have a face for radio. And so these are, like I said, Nike yellow basketball, Michigan basketball shorts. Purchased them for $3.99. Any guesses from you gentlemen on how much it's currently selling for on eBay?
Oh, God.
I'm going to say, I don't think it's anything ridiculous. I think it's like $40. They're Nike. I'll go 50.
I was going to say, my guess was going to be 50, but I'll go Price is Right. I'll go 45.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, we doing Price is Right rules? Like, is that the thing? No overbidding?
$1, Bob.
$1, Bob.
Comps, which I'll say often in this segment. So comparables, other items of similarity that have sold on eBay.
Mm-hmm.
What?
$125.
Wait, so what size are they? Because I'll buy them from you for like a discount.
See, this is... They are, what's that?
We got our own promo code yet?
They're large, size 36.
Yeah, I'm too thick. I can't wear those.
How many C's?
A couple.
So, yeah. Fab 5 era Michigan basketball shorts.
For $125.
$125. So I currently have it listed for $140. So feel
in
free.
the middle of Wisconsin, Goodwill.
In the middle of Wisconsin.
Big Michigan
So are you
fans
one of those
up there.
people? So are you one? Will you say like game worn Fab 5 shorts?
No.
Oh, see, that's you got to do that.
No.
You gotta hook them in, man. You're fishing out there.
They're worn by
Chris Webber worn.
Chris Webber.
You can wear them in like a pickup game and put them as game worn.
Oh, that's true.
You don't have to say it's game worn by
Don't
the Fab 5.
specify it, yeah.
We're also exploiting this on the podcast. So now, can he even put it on eBay?
He can. We're big in the
Game
eBay
one.
community, so.
Yeah.
No, I think we're good on that.
So
No, that's awesome.
that's my first find for the Last
Sweet.
Place podcast.
All
All
right.
right. Let's
Anthony?
go ahead and get to our next segment. We'll have some fun with this one as well. This is our top 5 category, this week's category, because of the NHL playoffs currently going on. We just had the qualifying round. Now we actually have the NHL playoffs.
Go
There's
Canes.
hockey all day. It feels like March Madness of hockey. So we're getting a good look at a lot of the, if you will, of the NHL teams. So we're each going to give our top 5.
All right, so are we going to do this? We give everybody gives their 5, and then
I
their
think we
4,
go snake draft.
and
You
then
can't
3,
double
or are we
pick.
doing snake draft?
Snake draft.
Also, I should have asked this before we even recorded this. Can this be like any NHL jersey, or does it have to be like this season's jerseys?
We were
We'll go
going
with it.
current, but it's too late now.
Perfect. That's what I like to hear.
My list is current. I'll tell you that.
I have current
I'll
on
do
mine.
this,
For the most part, mine are current.
all right.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
All right, well, we'll start with Sam. Your number 5.
Oh, so we're going bottom first.
Yeah, we'll go number 5, and then we'll all reveal our top 1.
Okay. Huh. I will say this might be an unpopular one. I love the Devils alternate green and red jerseys.
Okay.
I'll take that as my 5. I mean, that's a solid pick.
Christmas.
And, yeah, very Christmassy. I don't know why I like them. Because
Big
when you
Christmas
think of
guy.
those colors, it's like, oh, like that'll look hideous. But I don't know. I
Okay.
think it looks good.
The Garden State.
All right, I'll go with my number 5, the Toronto white away jerseys.
Ooh, clean.
I think they're clean, super
Very
clean. The blue maple leaf in the middle.
The leaf is strong.
I like it. It's classic.
I like that. Toronto almost made my list, but they didn't.
Oh, okay.
My number 5 is the home red Colorado Avalanche with the mountain.
Ooh.
The mountain.
Ooh.
You son of a! Oh!
Oh man, I knew Sam was gonna
That's
pick
like
that
my
one.
favorite jersey. That's like my favorite jersey of all time.
Pick
It's
them.
not okay. I can't take them. Nah, man, it's all you.
This is going to throw everything off.
Yeah. All right, we'll just go right back to Sam. Number 4.
Okay. So I love the New York Rangers alternate with like the picture of the what's that statue? You know, the lady holding the
Statue of Liberty.
Yeah. Yeah, the lady holding the fire. Love those jerseys.
Okay. All right. I get behind it. Number 4, I think Anthony's gonna like this one the most. The Canucks alternate jersey with the hockey stick.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah.
one.
Those
Those
are
are strong.
awesome.
Those are cool. If you put that logo in a vacuum, it's dumb.
Yes.
All right, my number 4 is the Kachina Arizona Coyotes.
Ooh, that was an honorable mention for me. Man.
Yes, which they're
I
currently.
don't even know what those even look like.
Playoffs, and they are sick.
Yeah, it's like the weird looking coyote if you've ever seen it.
Oh, I love those jerseys.
Very
Yeah.
Native American.
No, those are, and I think those get a lot of hate, and I really don't get why.
I think it's just because it's like different. Like it's not like a normal classic logo. It's kind of cool and
Which is why I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right.
All right, so for my 3rd, I'll do the I just Googled NHL jerseys, and this one came up. It was a retro-y Anaheim Ducks home jersey, and it was orange.
Okay, yeah,
I don't know if it's alternate or something, but I just
Yeah, I
love
think that
like
was like
the
a-
old.
like a
Mighty
2000s
Ducks.
alternate, I think.
Yeah.
It's a current. It's current with the old Mighty Ducks logo you're talking about.
Yes.
But the orange one?
Yeah, it's the
Mhm.
current alternate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I just love that old Mighty Ducks logo on the front.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
My number 3, I don't think Anthony's gonna like this one compared to the last one I had. The St. Louis Blues alternate, like lighter blue jersey, not the navy one they have. I like because like the pants are blue too, and it goes together. I like it.
I hate the Blues, but I think that's a good point. They wore that in the Winter Classic against the Blackhawks, and it was very sharp. I'll give you that.
All right.
My
Your
number
number 3.
3 is the home uniforms for the Vegas Golden Knights.
I knew Vegas was gonna be on that list.
Very nice clean gray
Okay.
with a nice
All right.
metallic gold stripe. Sick.
Okay.
All right.
Number 2, Sam.
Number 2, this is where my question earlier comes into play. The 2008 Penguins Winter Classic jerseys.
I will accept that. That is.
They are
That
the
is a
baby
nice one.
blues,
Yep,
and they are just beautiful.
I like that.
That is my 2.
Okay, we'll accept that. Number 2 for me. Also going back to the Mighty Ducks, their current alternate, like the black Mighty Ducks with the Mighty Ducks logo and the purple. You know which one I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah, those are sick.
Yeah, like the current alternate.
Yeah, those.
According to NHL 20, where I got all my picks from.
I love it.
Number 2.
My number 2 is the home. Now, these are probably the second best uniforms in sports. It's the home red Chicago Blackhawks.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. I'm surprised that's number 2. Wow. Okay.
That's my number 1. Going with the new one here. I love the home Seattle Kraken.
I knew it. Yes.
They got the navy blue with like the baby blue Kraken-esque thing.
Beautiful.
It looks amazing.
You think
Seattle.
that's number 1? Wait till the alternate logo gets on an alternate jersey.
Right.
It's gonna be
the
awesome.
anchor with the space needle. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, I know.
I will be buying one for sure.
It's gonna be fantastic.
All right, my number 1, and I'm a little biased here, but the black Hurricanes jerseys, incredible.
With the hurricane flags on
with
them?
the flags and the North Carolina in between the flags,
Oh, yeah.
and the North Carolina flag on the shoulder. It's top tier for me for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, the day you told me that North Carolina was in between the flags, you blew my mind.
Yep. And
I
now you
should
can't
never even
unsee
notice
it.
that.
Yeah.
No.
Now you can't even unsee it.
Very sharp.
I'll toss it.
All right, so my number 1 is the best uniform in sports, the white Chicago Blackhawks away uniform.
Going Blackhawks at 1 and 2 here. I love it. An honorable mention that didn't make my list because I wasn't sure if we're going to bring them back this season, but the Whalers jerseys for the Hurricanes.
Yes, I do like
Incredible.
those.
Incredible. So,
Holy crap, that is North Carolina.
yeah, you see it now?
A little
Had to
bit.
look it up just to find it.
I did.
All right, let's go ahead and get to our final segment of this week's episode. This will be a weekly segment, and this a lot of it being sports marketing. So our segment is called Butts and Seats. So yes or no. So each of us are going to share a marketing campaign, a theme day, a ticket promotion, something of that nature. They thought all you got to do is you thought it was cool. And then we're all going to debate whether it's actually going to put butts in seats or make money or not.
Cool.
So Sam, why don't you go ahead and go first since you are the namesake of our podcast.
Okay, I'm honored. So, I found this one. It was from Cleveland Indians 1974. And they did, I think it would get fans in the seats, but I don't know how the hell it got approved by anybody who works for the team. 10-cent beer night.
Oh, my.
And it could buy 6 beers at a time.
Sammy,
So, butts in seats, yes. I did not follow up as to what happened on that game, but I assume it was a disaster.
Yeah?
between 10-cent beer night and disco demolition, I think those are 2 of the most famous theme days of all time.
Yes.
And people like to say I have a wide sports knowledge base, but I actually don't know what happened on 10-cent beer night.
I
Probably a
didn't
lot of
either.
people don't remember. So
That's probably
maybe
true.
no one could remember what happened
No one
on 10
remembers.
beer night.
Could have been a great game. No one even knows.
So yeah, butts and seats.
Absolutely. I think so.
Yes, butts and seats. Then I assume it does never happen again.
Butts and seats. But as far as a game operation standpoint, it's a nightmare.
Oh,
Yes.
Absolutely.
Like I said, I don't know who approved it, but
You're definitely going to have a little bit of extra spending for security that night, no doubt.
I get it. You sell a couple extra hot dogs. You sell a couple extra tickets. But, yeah, you're going to have to bring in extra security. It's the 70s. I mean, they're probably smoking doobies in the bleachers.
No doubt about that.
Absolutely.
All right, Anthony, you want to go ahead and give your Butts and Seats promo?
Well, mine is a current campaign that some minor league sports teams are doing.
Okay.
They're selling T-shirts that have their logo on it, and then it says 2020. And then sometimes some of them say, like, undefeated, or some of them play off of their nickname and shit, as they're the Charlotte Knights. So I thought it was interesting, you know, a way to raise revenue when they can't sell tickets or anything.
Okay.
I don't know what you guys think. You think that'll make revenue?
I think that's kind of something that only like the diehard fans are going to get.
Yeah, like the season ticket holders.
Yeah, because I know that the Durham Bulls had the shirt that was like 2020, like this is bullshit or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's funny. Like, I think I would get that one, but I think for me, it would be like pretty creative for me like to want to like consider even getting it.
Yeah. I think the creativity behind the shirt, like if it's just a shirt that just says like undefeated in 2020 or whatever, I don't know if that'll sell. But stuff like the Bulls and stuff like that, yeah, I think that would definitely sell.
I wouldn't be surprised if they get more value out of just posting a picture of the shirt on social media than they do actually selling the shirts.
Honestly, yeah.
Be
interesting to look back and track it, huh?
We'll have to ask a future guest.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right, you guys ready for mine? I think I have the most, like, the wild one here.
You've been hyping it up, so.
Dude, it's – all right, so the year is 2007.
Oh, no.
Going to a West Virginia Power single-A ball team.
Okay.
It's the salute to indoor plumbing.
What?
So here's the idea that got nixed. This idea didn't go through. They wanted to close all the bathrooms at the park and have fans use porta potties to help them appreciate indoor plumbing. So that idea was canceled because of health issues. So instead they had the employees wear overalls, played home improvement theme between the innings, and had a poo toss. So they took brownies and mashed it up and had a poo toss. Butts and seats, yes or no?
I'm gonna say a hard no. Based
off of which plan? Is there one you would rather go to?
I don't know. I mean, my mind's blown. I don't know what to say here.
I think this is an excellent example of this whole segment is they try to get way too cute, and there's no way somebody actually wants to go to Salute to Indoor Plumbing Day.
No. And at a single A ball team.
Yeah, especially at a single A. Well, they don't get a lot of fans anyway, probably.
I heard they're throwing brownies at people. That's like, what?
Bro, I heard that they locked all the bathrooms. Let's just go.
We can only use porta potties. And you've got people, I mean, and you would imagine at a single A ball team, they've got some beer specials. They've got some hot dog specials. And you only got porta potties?
They don't need to get so many porta potties.
Let's take it from a different standpoint, and let's say they just want to do something fun for season ticket holders. They didn't expect to sell many more tickets.
Okay.
Is it a good idea then?
No.
I don't know, because when I was doing research, a lot of teams had like awful nights where the promotion would just be terrible.
Yes.
So that could have been what they were going for.
But it's got to be funny. Is that
like, I don't know. We laughed. I mean,
hey man, throwing crushed up brownie saying it's a poo toss, that's funny.
Closed and you got to go to a porta potty. That's an
okay, but the idea didn't go through. They still had their employees wear overalls and play home improvement theme. I mean,
Yeah, I don't really get the overalls part of it. I'll be honest.
I've never seen a plumber in overalls. I've never seen a plumber.
Never.
I mean, I guess Mario and Luigi.
What if they just walked around with plumber's butt?
Yeah, plumber's crack and just like.
I mean, if we're gonna do that, do like a plunger
giveaway.
Yeah.
A West Virginia Power branded plunger.
Yeah.
Come on.
Please
That's
tell
all
me
you have to do. You don't need to close any bathrooms. You don't need to bring any porta potties. And just give away a plunger.
Yeah. West
Clog
Virginia
the
Power.
park.
We could have ran indoor plumber night.
I mean, absolutely.
So here's a quick story. So when I was at Bradley, and I was the president of the Red Sea, our student section, we had a slight opposition from one of the fraternities, and they would bring plungers to basketball games because once a year we ran a promotion down there called Cram the Coliseum. And so we would obviously try and cram the Coliseum, sell as many tickets as we can, get as many students out. Well, apparently years ago, somebody from the fraternity misunderstood it and thought it was Clog the Coliseum. So from there on out, it became a tradition from that fraternity to bring plungers to basketball games. And then that was almost like an initiation. They would give freshmen their own plunger with their name on it.
That makes you wonder, like, all of these traditions, like how did some of them start?
Right. Clog the Coliseum with a plunger.
Yeah. Clog the Coliseum.
And what they do with them? Like just hold them?
Yeah, they just go.
Oh, I don't know.
stick them to themselves.
No, yeah, I was hearing that they like plunge it like this, like to the floor and like pop it up to a free throw or something. I don't know.
No.
Huh?
It was
just bring them.
So that probably would have made more sense for the Power.
Yeah. I mean.
Yes.
I want to see someone bring back and salute to indoor plumbing night.
I think it's genius. I think you call up a local plumber. You say, hey, you want to sponsor plumbing night?
You can't even say it with a straight face.
You can't even say it with a straight face.
But think about it. You give away plungers with, and they can be cheap plungers. Actually, what I would do my favorite, cheap plungers with their logo, with the plumber's logo and number on it. Okay, somebody goes to unclog their toilet, it won't work. Who are you going to call besides Ghostbusters? You're going to call the plumber that's on the plunger.
Dude, it's genius. All right, we're going to get somebody on here.
I love it.
In minor league baseball, because I think that's where it's going to work the most.
Yes, we're going to convince them.
Like, guys, listen, we have an idea for your next theme night next year.
Clog the pole.
Yeah. We're going to throw out the first pitch.
I don't know about that.
While wearing overalls.
And overalls.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right. That is all of our segments for this week's episode, our inaugural episode of the Last Place podcast. I've had a lot of fun already. I am very much looking forward to the remaining episodes. Who knows how long we'll last? Years, decades, centuries. We'll never know. Maybe through the rest of the year. Who knows? But I'm looking forward to it, boys. This was already a lot of fun. So
Yeah. I've had a lot of fun. If you haven't yet, make sure you toss us a follow on Twitter @LastPlacePod. Got to plug that in. We are on Spotify and soon to be on Apple Podcasts as well.
free feel to share it. In the future, we plan to have T-shirts as well. So start saving your pennies now for that. It's going to be
start selling on eBay, get some extra money to buy a shirt.
It may or may not end up on my eBay channel. That's correct. So, yeah, start saving those pennies.
All right.
And if you would like to be on the show, or if you know somebody else who works in the sports business who would like to be in the show, just drop us not a GM, maybe a GM. That would work.
That would be awesome.
Drop us a DM on Twitter, especially if you're a GM, and we'll definitely get you on the show if I can spit it out.
Yeah. All right, boys. Well, this has been a good
Sweet.
first episode. I've had fun. Everybody else, have a wonderful rest of the week, guys.
Stay safe.
Sweet.